Hi guys, welcome back. And this video will be covering the watch list for the week of 3/9/2018, March 9, 2018. Before we start, I just want to say that this is not a promotional video of black box stocks. This is not a recommended buy or a sell. I am just talking about what I am seeing in my charts and the flow that I'm getting from the black box stock scanner, option scanner. Doesn't mean that go ahead and buy it. Doesn't mean that go ahead and sell it. This is just my personal opinion. I'm just sharing it with you guys. That's it. So before we start, I just want to cover this part because a lot of people just tend to follow blindly just based on the charts and the flow, and sometimes the trades just don't work out. So it's very important to understand that this is just my personal opinion, and I'm just gonna talk about what I'm seeing in the flow and why I am going with the flow. That's it. On the option scanner flow. So here are the few stocks that we'll be talking today. So we were starting with Applied Materials, AMAT. Now with AMAT, it had earnings a few weeks back, right here. Actually, it was on 2/14 after hours. Dropped on the earnings and then been up on a nice uptrend since then. And we know that we have a resistance at 60.89 given. We have a strong support at this level of 45. You can see right here. We had a resistance and then we broke out, tested it over here, came back and tested again over here. But now we are back up at the resistance, which is not as heavy resistance, but it's still there. And it's right here, right here, right here, and then we hit that again this week. But as we see on the flow here, I'm going to just go back and unfilter everything. So you're going to see everything. This is going back from 219 to 303, and you will see a lot of call activity. Very few puts, very few put activity, mostly call activity for 5850s that came on March 1st and some on March 2nd. If I want to just take out calls and just look at puts, so in last 2 weeks we only have seen few put volume, and they were mostly for the last week. We only have few for the 420s, and they were blocks. And if you go back and just look at the call activity, we have a lot of call activity for March 29 and for 420. So this is why I am watching this stock. I'm not currently holding anything. I played this on Friday at this strike of 58 and I scalped it, but I would definitely be looking back to get back in on this trade next week. Looking at MuleSoft. Now this one is interesting because the chart is very nice. It's on a breakout on a parabolic move, in my opinion. If you see this huge consolidation in this area, for almost since October, we've been going back up in this 26 and 20 area, and we finally had a breakout on the earnings over here, and a nice spike and a nice sideways movement for a week or so, and then a bull flag breakout out of this on Friday. Now my knowledge on the charts would suggest that we move higher from here to and test this 38 level, 261 fib line. So I'm definitely watching this next week for a small entry, for a small position. Yes, when we look at the option activity, we do have we had something on March 2nd, but it's nothing big, and it's just one. Even if I go back 2 weeks on February 19th, I haven't seen anything over here. So I'm not going by this, but yes, we do have the chart that looks about to break out. We'll talk about ANDV. Now I played this on the earnings, and when it dipped down and went back up, but I forgot. Well, I didn't forget. I just got a little greedy and didn't sell it, and I took a little loss on it because it just kept going down a couple of days after. Now, when you look at it, we have a base around this 89 area right here, and I believe that we will be making a turnaround. And in my opinion, I think the next stop we have is 94. and then maybe 100 if we can just get out of this, little this pattern of this, this region. So 94 breakout is definitely on watch here for ANDV. Let's look at some activity that came in. Let me just fill puts back in. So if you can see in the last 2 weeks, we haven't had any put activity on ANDV. Mostly calls, some for March 16th, hundreds, and 97.50 that came on Friday, and some April. So I am definitely watching this for an entry just based on the flow. Again, this is just my opinion and my trades. I'm not going to recommend anybody to play this if they are not sure how to read this flow. DPZ, Dominoes. Now this is nothing to do with the flow. This is just my chart pattern that's been looking that it's going to rip much higher. So look at this, 221 is your strong resistance. That was your strong resistance back in July, June. Came to a nice rounded bottom. We know this is ready to go. And then we hit this 221 again, pulled back when the market had a pullback, and then we had earnings, and we just went parabolic to 236. Now we are back at 221. We are looking at a consolidation at this 221 area, and then probably make a much move higher. Now if you want to look at the fib line, 236 is the high, right? So we'll start from there, and then we'll bring it down to 166. Let's just bring it down all the way to 166. That's your strongest support. You probably would not break that in near term. So, and we already know we have 221 as a resistance. So that's where we're at now. So I think we go a little sideways, and we can see this that. Let me just get this straight over here. Nope. Sorry. There we go. Okay. So 236 is what we hit. Now the next point we have is 255 on a fib line, and then 280. In my opinion, I think we can easily get going here. I would look to get some calls here, further out, maybe April or May, for a nice run up. It has potential to go, yeah. So I'm definitely watching DPZ, Dominoes. The last one I like this stock a lot is Microsoft. Now Microsoft, is the only stock that I can see on my list besides Netflix, is that made all-time highs at the earnings, before earnings, came all the way down to 84, and then back up to the all-time highs after that massive pullback, and just went back to all-time highs. This is a strong run. That's showing that there are a lot of buyers here on Microsoft, and this is ready to go. You have a green candle on Monday, then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you had a pullback. You held on to this 91 level. We had a nice green reversal candle on Microsoft. The fact that it came back all the way to the all-time highs, that says something. It's a strong stock in this market. If we look at some flow here, and I want to make sure I have puts as well. Okay, I have everything. So most of them were expiring on 3/2, which was March 2nd. But we had some 316s, 329s here, which were bought at the ask at $95 strike price. So we had quite a bit of activity on that particular strike price for 329, starting from this one, which was bought above ask. And then if I just want to look at the call volume on here, that's a lot of call volume in last 2 weeks, mostly for the week of 316 and then 420. And if I just want to look at the puts volume, which would be quite heavy as well. So in this case, you got to be careful with what you're buying and how to read the flow and how to read your charts at the same time. Well, the chart says that this can go higher. The flow, on the other hand, is a mix. So you got to know how to read the charts and how to read the flow. I personally like the stock, so I'm just going with the flow, what I'm seeing on the option scanner. So in my opinion, the chart suggests that we just go much higher than this in this next couple weeks if we have a good market based on that. But definitely watching Microsoft. Actually, I already have a position on Microsoft I'm holding over the weekend. So that's about what I have to share with my watch list. But before I finish with the video, I always get asked this question that how many contracts am I buying? Well, this year I've been starting $10,000 every single month, and my goal is to go to 22, 25 a month, which I have been consistently from last 2 months. Touch wood, have been hitting. Um, and I don't buy more than 3 to 4 contracts when I start in the beginning of the month from 10,000. I'm buying 3, 4 contracts, selling for a buck or two per contract profits, which is easily possible the way I trade, the way I can read the option scanner. But and as my account starts growing a little bit more, I go with 5 to 7 contracts. That's just my way of trading. My way of trading is basically just whenever I see green, whether it's $100, $200, $50, I take it. I can always re-enter, but I trade based on my charts. If I know my charts are saying, hey, stay in the trade, I will stay in the trade. So I am mostly a chart trader. Yes, the option scanner definitely is a plus, and it helps to, because I've been trading without the option scanner for a while and been doing okay. Well, the scanner only gives me a little bit of a more insight and a little help on stay in the trade or not, get out or not, and what strike to buy and what expiration date to buy. That's it, and that's about it. But it does not really tell me, hey, you will make money. No, sometimes those contracts can go worthless because the market conditions will change. So you got to be careful how to read those things. And also, if you are watching this video and you're not a part of Black Box, we do offer a free trial. If you're an option trader, this is amazing feature that people want to trade. If you go to other websites, they will charge you quite a bit of money for this thing. So we do offer a free trial as well. It's every other week or once a week. It's for an entire week free trial. And it's a great feature that I was personally waiting for, which has helped me improve my trading tremendously. So if you are interested in a free trial, you can always message me on StockTwits on Wall Street. I own Wall Street, and I can get you a free trial. But besides that, this is these 5 stocks that I'm watching are just based on my charts. Yes, the flow supports it, and which is great, but the charts is what I'm looking at. So that's all for today. If you have any questions, you can message me on YouTube under my video, or message me on StockTwits at I Own Wall Street, and I can answer if you have any questions. Okay, thank you for watching.